So we're going to go through this article. This actually isn't a long article, but I'm not going to probably read through every single thing. I'm just going to like skim through it and discuss like the actual like bullet points. Right. One thing I do want to point out, I'm just immediately seeing this here. PC gaming is huge. The market will generate 35.9 billion in 2021. We find out yesterday that mobile is making 90 billion. I'm wondering seeing that because that feels like such a big disparity. Am I getting, was it 90 or 9 billion? I feel like I have to be getting that incorrect, which is bad because I literally just read this yesterday. This is not it because I didn't have to download something for it. Maybe was it under trend reports? Was it just an article? RPGs are no. Yeah, right here, 2021, 90 billion in game. This, oh my god, this blows my mind. I'm fairly sure I'm not the only person this does this to. There has to be so many gamers that don't understand where money is coming from. PC gaming generating 36 billion versus mobile gaming making 90 billion. Mobile games are bringing in almost 3 times as much money as PC games, which is just nuts to me. Because I like for me, I don't know how you would get me to play a mobile game long term. I if it's not on PC, I'm probably not playing it. But clearly, that's not what the money says. Mobile gaming is so fat right now; it's ridiculous. I still think it's worth reading like the PC gaming because yeah, obviously there's a lot of gamers like me that just are not interested in mobile, but mobile brings in so much more. Okay, survey 9,000 PC gamers across 6 markets: US, UK, Germany, France, China, Japan. Good morning. Hey, Corvus. Good morning. How's it going? We went through. We've got like a daily podcast I read through. It's like 2 minutes or so. We just finished that. And then went on about women's esports leagues for a while because they ESL just announced they're doing a Counter Strike Go league. Turns out a lot of the really big women's leagues actually occur in Asia and not in North America. We're heavily underrepresenting there, which is already underrepresented. But Valorant with their Game Changers League, I think will change that data for the next year. It just hasn't had a full year to come out and grow yet. But they just announced the Game Changers League in this April. So, yeah, it's only been running for like 6 months. Once we get a year, I want to see the hard data on that. But yeah, we're going to go over the PC hardware one we talked about yesterday. Um, and in case you didn't miss it, this is like the big point, like at the beginning. This is like the thing I think most PC gamers would never guess correctly. Is like PC gaming market generating 36 billion in 2021, mobile gaming generating 90 billion. Or almost 91 billion in 2021. Like mobile gaming makes so much more money than PC gaming, almost 3 to 1. Which is so weird because most mobile games are free almost entirely. They get those just from like nickel and diming on free to play models. And also just to throw out this 91 billion it says here in game revenues, that's like app purchases. That does not include ad revenue, which mobile games have a lot more ads than PC games, obviously. Right, this is just people that are paying money for in-game services or products, people paying money to like play the games that aren't free to play. Like these are like app store type stuff making 91 billion. I wish the thing actually had more to go on like the ads, but I digress. 3 to 1 is crazy. Okay. Let's see. Dedicated PC gamers mainly play on desktop, especially ones they built themselves. I mean, that makes sense. Dedicated PC gamers account for about 40% of PC gamers. Oh, dedicated are people that play at least weekly. I mean, I'd argue dedicated means a lot more than once a week, but okay. Okay, Newzoo clearly isn't as degenerate a PC gamer as I am. So desktop makes up about 40%. Use a desktop as their main PC. Just under a third built their main computer. I mean, my original one was built. This one, I had to get a pre-built. This number actually is very skewed just because it's so much more expensive to build your own computer right now. Just because, like, GPUs and chips. Whereas if you buy a pre-built, they give you such big deals. Like, that's why people aren't building their own PCs as much, just because of the cost. And it used to be the opposite. It used to be if you built your own, you saved so much money. You can't do that anymore, just because GPUs are so incredibly rare. Pre-built machines are more accessible, often more costly. When is this written? December 2020. No, that's not true anymore at all. No, pre-built, you can get things so much cheaper on short term probably being within the next year, right? Because again, Nvidia said the chip shortage is going to continue to the end of 2022 at a minimum, probably into 2023. So yeah, I completely disagree with this statement. I guess like this is my I'm just anecdotally speaking. I'm anecdotal Andy because this was me like building my own PC, like trying to like look through parts and stuff. I don't know, maybe they found some places where they can get parts more cheaper, maybe at MSRP, but you can't buy like GPUs at MSRP right now. They're so rare you just can't. This is a horribly misleading statement. Laptops are also popular. Around 38% of the group uses laptops as their main gaming PC. Well, wait, what's the other part then? Laptop pre-built, custom built. Oh, that's what they. Is that what they did? What? Okay, whatever. Okay. So let's see. Really quick looking at this. So women are more likely to use laptops. Men are more likely to use custom built. Um, age by type of gaming PC. I imagine. Yeah, older people are to be more likely to actually use laptops as well. That kind of makes sense. Pre-built. Oh wait, no. What? They okay, so okay, I hate this. I hate this Newzoo. This is not consistent. Other articles I've seen have had the lighter shade be the younger group and the darker shade is the older group. So I assumed they kept this okay, screw you, Newzoo. Okay, so this is younger. Or this is lighter is older. So older people are more likely to have PCs, whereas younger people are more likely to use laptops. That sounds really surprising. For some reason, I see laptops to be very like boomer, I guess. Maybe this comes down to an amount of like money, right? Because these groups are more likely to need like a school laptop, so they just use that for gaming. That makes sense that way, but that's not what I expected it to be. I mean, that's okay. I believe the data here. I don't think for any of these are like hugely like these are really different, right? 13, 15, 19, 42 to 35. Like the laptop to pre-built, I guess is the biggest thing. But this is the way it should go. Like building your own custom is so much more technical. 62% say a desktop is their main. Yeah, I was misled in the statement before. So yeah, 62% of dedicated PC gamers use a desktop. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see. Dedicated PC gamers are typically men. Women account for 40% of those that use laptop as their device. PC gaming has been typically male dominated. While this is changing, explains the lower share of women who build their own PCs. Spawns between 60 and 30 account for more than half of those who use the laptops as the main gaming device. Old habits die hard as older gamers are more drawn to gaming desktop. Yeah, this surprised me. I would have assumed the opposite. Okay. Laptops may be a gateway to desktop PC. Gaming laptops tend to be less powerful and more expensive than desktop PCs. Very true. Laptops are a viable and accessible exit entry point to PC gaming, but research shows that many gaming laptop owners are eyeing desktops next. I mean, yeah, when you can get a better PC for a lower cost, the trade off there is just transportation, right? And if you need a laptop, that makes sense. If you don't need a laptop, like I don't, I have a desk. I don't need to take my computer anywhere. Why would I buy a gaming laptop? Yeah, the PC they intend to buy next. Yeah, look at this. If you custom build your next PC is very unlikely to be laptop because why would you go back to that? But also, if you're the kind of person that custom buy or custom builds their own PC, like you're already like super tech savvy, like you're already really deep into PC gaming. You're not going to want to buy a laptop just because of the lower specs on it. You might have to if you need like something portable, but hey Lord, how's it going? Sorry, I like your intro. Yeah, so it looks like it's was this a quarter? Yeah, so a quarter of laptop users are considering buying a desktop PC. And these are PC gamers. These aren't just everyone. Because yeah, laptops can't do as much. They just can't. Let's see. Gaming laptops are usually bad or run away too hot to be viable for extensive gaming. Yeah, those like gaming laptops work, but they're not ideal. I had I had a laptop. I guess it wasn't a gaming laptop, but it was a laptop that I gamed on. I actually had to buy a special like little it was like a little stand with a fan underneath of it. So you could put like your laptop on it and then a fan would blow up to like move the air. Because if I didn't do that, it would actually overheat and shut down. The only way you could actually get that laptop to game was to I had to buy like a custom fan and carry that with me everywhere. That was a lot. That was like 10 years ago though. But yeah, I don't think the situation isn't different now. Like if you're really wanting to get into like PC gaming, like that is your goal. Yeah, you only buy a gaming laptop if you have a need for the portability. All right, if you like also need a work laptop to like on the go and you want a PC, a like gaming PC, I could see people just like, oh, I'm gonna get both. But otherwise, you're gonna go with the desktop because it's just better. Dot is saying the super cooling fan stand and it still melted a stick of. Oh god, I'd be so mad at that. Yeah, I just yeah, like heating is such a problem. It's just awful. Um, and unfortunately, there's not a huge fix to it because like the point of a laptop is that it has to be small and portable. Right, that's like the defining thing for a laptop. And you can't just stick a bunch of fans on it and make it bigger because then it's not a laptop and people won't buy it. Rip. Um, yeah. People buy gaming laptops probably because they need a laptop and want to game. Right? If they have a choice, and like for me, like I have a desk at my home, I pretty much spend all my time either at my desk or in my bed. Right? I'm just gonna go with a desktop. When I needed to get a better laptop for like streaming, a combination of being able to like play games and do like my tournaments and stuff, it never even like came to my mind that I should buy a laptop. I actually didn't even think of that as an option. And I spent like months figuring out what I wanted in a desktop. It just, why? Why would I get a laptop? I have no need for it. Let's see. In general, respondents tend to stick to the type of PC they currently own when they're looking to upgrade, especially those who currently build their custom machines. This makes sense. Yeah. I guess sometimes these articles, I'm like, why do you need to bother saying this? Like, if you're taking the time to custom build your own PC and you need to upgrade, you're still going to stick to custom build because you could just swap out like whatever part you need. unless you need to like do the entire motherboard or something like I had to. In which case you might consider doing pre-built. But yeah, if my options included like, oh, I just needed more RAM or something simple like that, I'd have just bought more RAM. If that was like a viable option that I could have done, I just would have. Okay. So let's see. Better game experiences to get dedicated PC gamers to upgrade. Yeah, so why do people upgrade? They upgrade because they want a better gaming experience, better PC performance in general, better PC performance for work. I'm surprised this is actually 33%. New features coming out that excite you, future proof my gaming hardware. Seeing one of my favorite gamers use certain hardware, that surprises me. That's 18%. Unless they include, like, because when it says hardware, does it mean, like, motherboard, RAM, CPU? Or would you include, like, a headset? Because I guess I could see people buying, like, the headset their favorite streamer uses and advocates for. Like, I guess I can see that. But in terms of an actual PC, it's hard for me to believe, like, oh, I'm going to buy this PC because Lyric uses it. Like, Lyric's awesome, but why? But yeah, people typically upgrade because gaming experiences. Right? I had to because I could barely play Valorant, and then Valorant and streaming just wasn't. It was awful. It was terrible. Better PC performance in general. I mean, that's about the same. I guess this is more the reason why I personally upgraded. And I did, I guess I sort of future proofed because I went a little more high end. Hopefully that saved me another year or so before I'll have to upgrade, which I inevitably will have to. But again, hopefully not anytime soon. Let me see. GPU is usually the most valued component in the dedicated PC gamers. Yeah. GPU brand loyalty is high, with 70% of dedicated gamers saying they're likely to stick to their current GPU brand. So it means 30% of the group are open to switching. I mean, that's mostly just NVIDIA, right? I feel like most PC gamers, like, they're like, NVIDIA's the best, and they won't consider buying anything else. Let's see. How likely are PC gamers to switch hardware brands? Before purchasing new hardware or components dedicated, PC gamers actively evaluate the options for 5.5 weeks on average. So yeah, PC gamers will spend over a month on average picking out their new spot. That actually that makes sense, right? Also, I think they've got an extra period here they didn't mean for, but yeah, if I need like a hardware thing, I usually spend a long time like looking and thinking about it. I ended up buying some like my USB switch is something I just kind of needed. I didn't spend like too much time on that, but like my PC, I probably spent well over 2, maybe 3 months figuring stuff out. It is an endeavor, but talking especially for like a PC, that's such an expensive like investment. I can't imagine like buying a gaming PC like on the fly without really thinking about it. It'd be nice if I made enough money to be doing that, I guess, but I'm not, so. I'll say PC gamers use the following sources to inform their hardware and component purchases. Online manufacturers are 50%, retailers are 46%, forums are 38%, professional review websites and benchmarking, video content and reviews. I wonder if they had just said benchmarking instead of professional review websites. I guess that's about the same, but I consider them separately. I imagine benchmarking is the major reason in this category. Because I know when I was looking at stuff, I was looking at like benchmarking statistics. To me, like that's a much better indication of like how good stuff is. That's what I want. The manufacturer websites, online retailers. Yeah, online forums. I wonder if they include Reddit in that. Reddit's considered a forum, right? I think of Reddit as just being a forum. Video content and reviews. So when I was wanting to get a mic, I looked at like video content and reviews, but for my PC, I really didn't. I guess for like my like computer, I kind of trust my own knowledge right now to like get me through it. But for like my mic that I don't really know anything of, I wanted to hear like others' opinions. Let's see. Partnering with the right creator may push many manufacturers' marketing to the next level. I mean, that's why so many like large content creators are partnered with like manufacturers, especially like esports. Like every esports team is sponsored. All big esports teams, I should say, have like manufacturing sponsors. Let's see. Half are open to switching brands. Let's see. 29% of those who play on desktops are willing to switch desktop brands. Does this mean pre-built? It has to mean pre-built. Otherwise, I don't get this. Okay. Consumers looking for pre-built devices, prestige and quality are everything. Especially look for brands that are seen as premium in the market, stand out from their competitors, known to make quality hardware, seen as leaders or best in class. Yep, I actually agree with that. I would be much less likely to buy any piece of my computer from a brand I hadn't heard of before. Maybe this is like the glorious PC master race kind of thing where I feel like I already know so much about computers. Like, yeah, if I see like, oh, this is made by like, I wouldn't buy like a GPU from someone I never heard of. I can't imagine, especially as expensive GPUs are. But yeah, yeah, PC gamers like they know the market and they're gonna stick to that, which probably makes it really difficult for new people to like enter the market in certain ways. So like Intel announced they're going to be creating GPUs. They announced that sometime earlier this year. That I think is okay because we recognize Intel as a brand. Even if like Intel isn't known for making like graphics cards, they're still like they're a well-known and trusted brand. I expect that they're going to see success with those endeavors. But I wouldn't buy like a GPU or a CPU from some company I've never heard of before. They have to have a really tough time breaking into the market. Maybe they could get some success. They probably get more success with pre-built stuff. But like, man, if I wanted to make like graphics cards or something or like RAM and nobody ever heard of my business, I would try to work out deals with like Dell and like probably not even get into gaming. At least not at the start. Getting yourself just established as a like mainstream manufacturer related to PCs at all is so tough. Like, why would you try to enter directly into gaming and esports? No one is going to take you seriously. You just can't. Other factors at play: budgets and brand perceptions. Budget, yeah, PCs are expensive. Let's see. Oh, I think this is actually it. Deep dive into, yeah. Okay, yeah, this is the end of the art. This is the point where they try to sell you on the article. If, yeah, if I could get Newzoo for free, I'd love to read more of their stuff. But I'm not. I'm not even looking at how much it costs because I'm sure it's expensive. But yeah, that's it. Thanks.